All right, in this video, we are going to be adding some, taking advantage of what's called path configuration. It's part of Turbo Native. There's nothing terribly special about it, but what it does give us is a few standard conventions to work with for customizing how we do navigation between addresses. So to start off with, we're going to create a new JSON file. And this is going to be called path configuration.json. Yes, use JSON. And this has this is kind of the default that's given in the Turbo native documentation. So it has settings, which is just straight JSON we can load from, decodes things. But what's kind of special is these rules. This gives us a set that's patterns, and this matches your addresses. So this will match anything /new and anything /edit. This won't match, for example, pages/news, because it actually has to end with new. And then we have properties, and these properties again are just JSON. So just by convention, we have presentation modal. So again, there's nothing really special except for this rules is following a little bit of a convention. So if we go over to our session, this is where we can take advantage of that information. So in our session, we can do we can add a new path configuration. And the path configuration takes a set of sources. And these can be loaded from different places, but for starters, we're going to make a file. And this is expecting a URL. So we're going to do bundle.main.url for resource path configuration with extension JSON. And we know that we're loading this from a local the local bundle. So if it fails to load, we want to just blow up. I'm also going to turn off this JavaScript stuff that we were working with last time. And I'm actually going to just stop inside of this visit URL handler. And so we can see what happens here. So let's run this. And this is blowing up while we're trying to unwrap it. This is happening because we don't have that being copied to the bundle. So let's add the path configuration and try running it again. All right, good news. We aren't blowing up anymore. So if I come here and click on, for example, the second post, in here when we go to visit, from the proposal, the URL is post 2. The properties are nothing, and we have options, which in this case just tells us some information about what's going on. So our action is advance, which just means go to the next page, and that all looks good. So let's go ahead. Now if we hop over to the admin, click on edit, this is going to have a lot of the same information, so we're just going to continue on. But when I hit update post, we now get some things a little bit different. Sorry, actually, I'm a liar. If I go back to hit edit, this is where we get some stuff that's different. So our action is advance, our response is nil, but our properties, we have one of them in here now, which is presentation with a value of, wait for it, Modal. Perfect. That is actually what we're looking for. So we want to be able to take advantage of that. So what we want to do is when we visit, we want to kind of pass that information forward. So we're going to say our action is going to be proposal.action.options.actions. And we also want to pass in properties. And this would be the proposal dot properties which this isn't taking, so let's put that in there. So it's going to be action, which is going to be, this is coming from Turbo, so this is the visit action. And we have our properties, which are going to be path properties. And let's run this, and now it's going to blow up here because we actually aren't saying how we want to visit this page. So let's actually make these default. So by default, this is going to be advanced, and our properties by default are going to be blank. So let's run that again. Get rid of the info. And we can stop down here. We can go and put a breakpoint here. And again, when we edit, we can just see now that we're getting that advance, and we can get in here and see that they have a property, the presentation. So we're passing that through well. All right, so let's take advantage of this. So we're going to make our view controller, and if properties, and that was property or presentation. So if it equals modal, then we want to do root view controller dot present view controller animated true. Else we can just present it normally. And let's kill this breakpoint and run this. Okay, so we now hop back over to admin, hit on edit. We've got our modal, perfect. But let's dismiss, and now click around and everything's broken. This is happening because of the way that sessions are being managed. So we want to actually start having two sessions. We're going to have our main session and a modal session. So we're going to have lazyvar session equals make session, and we're going to have a lazyvar modal session equals make session. Assuming I can type. And let's get this, let's make this into a function. So make session, which returns a session. All right, so session, yeah, I think that works. Let's give it a try. So again, to the admin, to the edit, dismiss, click on, so we're still only using the one session for everything. So let's grab that session out and put that in there. And if we're doing the modal session, we will use the modal session. All right, so let's go to the admin again, click on edit, dismiss, click on show. That's working. Go back into edit, update post. It didn't do anything. Well, it did, because we're presenting that on the page before it. So there's different ways we could handle this. The easiest one is for right now, if you do navigation, then always dismiss the modal. This is going to have problems. It's probably something we have to do a little bit better, but for now, this will work. So dismiss the modal every single time, and let's go and let's see. So admin, edit, dismiss, show, go back, edit. Let's make an update the post. Yay, we're good. All right. So that's all working. So that's interesting. So if we go in here and we go edit, then go back, we're landing on the same place. So we want to handle that now. So we can do that by going if session dot what is it, top most visitable sorry, let me think for a second what this was supposed to do. So if the top most visitable if the session dot active visitable dot visitable URL is equal to the URL that we are going to, then we want to do different, take different action. So for that, we want to replace last controller with the new view controller. Replace last controller with view controller, UI view controller. So for this, we're going to go let view controllers equal root view controller dot view controllers dot drop last, and then we want to make the root view controller dot set view controllers is equal to view controllers plus view controller. I think that should do it. So we go to the admin, go edit, go back. Root set let's try that again. Oh, we did not visit the session. That's probably why. So let's try that again. Edit, go back. Go edit, go back. We probably want to make this animated false. That's why. All right. Admin, edit, back. Good to go. Okay. So let's make a new post just to test this out. Another new post. Yay. Published at yesterday. And create it. go back. And now we got another new post. Perfect. Okay, the one last thing that we want to do is, this isn't good. So let's actually change this. So when it's modal, we're going to go let nav VC equal UI navigation controller with root view controller, and we're going to present that instead. So we can go admin, new, hey, that looks much better. All right. All right, let's see what happens if we destroy this. Yep. So that's all looking good. So, so in the next post, we're going to see what we can do with the settings to kind of do this with remote configuration, and what that's going to give us for some additional tools. But this gives you your basic, using the path configuration, do some basic configuration based on your path. So this lets us present things in a different way. In the next video, we'll look how we can change that configuration. All right, take care.